If I have a little look at the controls, at the top we have the shutter release. Doesn't appear to do anything. There's a reason for that. You have to cock the shutter first using this lever here, and then you can fire the shutter. This of course means you can do multiple exposures on one negative, or as I used to think, mess it up. So on the front of the camera we have the shutter cocking arm. We have a self timer, which on this one, although it's slow, it actually works. Very nice. The aperture ring is altered on this inside, very tricky to get hold of. Ring here, just around the lens. Very, very easy to get your hands on the lens. The shutter speed is altered here. We have shutter speeds from 1/15th of a second, 1/250th of a second, plus B for bulb. I wouldn't believe any of these settings these days. And I can focus here. Now, focusing is rather loose on this camera. Focus is from about 3.5 feet to infinity. The lens goes from f4 to f16. Now I can't cock the shutter with the wheel here to wind the film on, but as you can see, I just wind and wind and wind. It won't actually stop at a frame until there's a film in it, and there is no film in it at the moment. When I want to rewind the film, I use this control here, which is that way around, that way. Cold shoe, so I can't trigger a flash here, so I need to plug the flash into this socket here. To open the camera, it looks like it leaves open, but then the whole back comes off. No DX coding, far too early for that. I put the film in here, I feed the film across, put the leader through one of these slots and wind on very carefully. And then you can see that there is a leaf shutter in here. This is a 3-blade leaf shutter. It's a 4-element lens. And this bit comes out, this reel, and I did it very well that time, but sometimes I completely mess this up. To put the back on, you have to pretend that it's a normal shutter. It's very tricky. Right, I've got that side in. Will I get this side in? Yes. The grip is on this side, where the grip is normally on this side. That actually makes life a little bit trickier, unless you're left-handed. So you hold the camera with this side, you cock the shutter here, and you fire the shutter here. It's really, really important that you don't get your finger in the way of this cocking mechanism as it springs back up. £3.99 from Oxfam. Probably worth £3.99 from Oxfam. Camera is made of plastic. It's a very hard black plastic. Looks a bit like Bakelite, but probably isn't. The only other thing that we could mention really is the control on the top. Here we have our frame counter. So when I put the frame in, I resettle it as 0 and it counts the frames. And then of course I can put my little reminder on here for what type of film that I've got in the camera. Really, really simple. Comes with a rather nice leather case, and to be honest, when I put this back in here, although there's a small mark on the front of the case here, a small mark there. The case is in remarkable condition, considering it's a 60-year-old camera. So, Cosmic 35mm camera, made in the Soviet Union, early 1960s.